Yeah. So good morning and welcome to Thursday morning's adapted yoga class. This class is specifically aimed at people with high blood pressure, with diabetes and joint problems. So I will adjust the class for that. But if you feel that you don't need to adjust, then you can stick with the first version. So I'll give you the full version and then I'll adapt it. So if you need to adapt, just wait till I've shown them the one and then you can jump in for the next one. Make sure that you've got enough room around you, that you're not going to hit anything, and that you are physically fit. If you feel sick at any time or get hot really quickly, then please stop. So we're going to start on our feet, bringing our hands round and down. And if we start with alternate nose. So we're breathing up one nostril, hold for 3 seconds, breathe down the other nostril, breathe up that nostril, 3 seconds, breathe down. So we're standing doing it as opposed to sitting down, so it's slightly different. But I want you to see which nostril feels better to breathe up and which nostril feels better to breathe down. Okay? Always start with the breath out. And here we go. So we're going to take a big breath in and breathe out through the mouth. And a couple more, 2 more of these cleansing breaths. So if you wanted, you could raise your arms, but you don't have to. And I hope you noticed which side was your good nose nostril and which side was your in nostril, which side was your out nostril. At the end of the session, we'll do an in, out and a circle. So we're going to do a bit of stretching for the neck. Now again, if you need to, you can always sit on a chair to do any of these. But I'm going to stay up for now. We're going to do a bit of a chicken move with our neck. We're going to bring our chin forward, drop it all the way down, and roll it back up again. So we're taking it forward, we're taking it down, we're rolling it up. It should feel quite nice through the shoulders. And let's do one more. And bring it back up. So we're going to do another neck exercise, but I want you to be very cautious about this because I'm going to ask you to bring your head to a position that we normally go to, but then slowly move your head and think about where you can feel it as you move it. So you're going to tuck the chin in, you're going to bring the ear towards the shoulder, and then you're going to look down and look up. Now if this doesn't feel right, you stop and just hold it there. But nice and slowly, nice thinking about what's happening, where can I feel it? Does it make me feel okay or does it make me feel a bit sicky? And let's bring it up to the ceiling once last. And then we're bringing it back to centre. And we're bringing the head back to centre. So we'll try it the other side. Bring it over. And again, letting the head drop down. But try not to let the body go. Make sure the body's nice and straight. And that we're not lifting the shoulders up. Last one down and up. Bringing it back to centre. Bring it back up. So again, we're going to do again slightly different with our neck. We're turning and looking over the shoulder like we normally do. But now we're going to sort of bow our head. Again, it's thinking, where can I feel that? Let's do one more. And bring it back to centre. And bring the head back to centre. So let's do the other side. So again, we're just tucking the chin in. We're turning, looking over the shoulder, but we're not moving the whole body. And then we're just, as if we're bowing to somebody over on our side. And then let's bring it back to centre and bring it back round. So we're going to take it into a diagonal turn. So we're taking our foot out, we're turning our body round, we're keeping our back foot flat down, we don't want it rolling in. And we're going to tuck our chin in, pull our shoulders in, pull our belly in, breathe out, take our hands down to the floor. If you're doing it on the chair, the same sort of thing. You're going to hold it there for about 3 breaths and then you're going to roll up slowly out of it. If you're on the chair, you're going to again turn the foot out and do the same thing. So you keep your back nice and straight. You keep your head lifted so that you're protecting your spine. When you're coming back up, you're breathing in to come back up. You're going to bring the foot back to centre and we're going to take it to the other side. We're taking the foot out. We're turning our body round so that we're bringing our belly button as close over as we can. We're breathing out, we're going down. Now if you've got back problems, make sure that you're being aware, you're keeping that back straight, you're using your weight on here. If you've got blood pressure problems, you're keeping your head in line. If you haven't got blood pressure problems but you find you want to stay down, you can always drop the head. And then we're going to breathe in as we roll back up. So we're going to try that one more time. I'm coming off the chair. Stay with the chair if you need to. So turning and let's do that one more time on each side. So turning the foot out, breathing out, rolling down. 3 breaths in, breathing into the back and breathing out at the front of the chest. Sounds weird, but it works. And then we're tucking the head in, bend the knees if you need to roll yourself back up. Let's bring that foot back round and take it to the other side. So again, pushing down if you're standing to that back leg. Breathing out, curling down. Breathe into the back of the body. Breathe out through the front. As you breathe out, it should feel as if there's a little space being made that makes it easy to fold down. And then we're going to breathe in as we come back up. We get to the top, we breathe out. Bringing it back around. So we're going to take it into the back bend. So again, I'm going to show you standing up. People standing up, carry on, and then I'll show you on a chair. Place your hand, turn that foot out again. Place your hands on your head. Look into the elbow. Place your hands on your bum. Now it's not the neck, so the neck doesn't go back. Otherwise you won't be able to talk and you'll feel it straining here and pinching here. You want to keep the neck in line. It's the back we're stretching. So you're pushing the hips forward, you're lifting up as you breathe in. 3 breaths here. If you're on the chair, again the same thing. Knee and elbow should be in line. Hand on the back, breathing in to lift up. And then as we breathe out, we bring the hand back down. So let's try the other side. Taking the foot round. Bringing the elbow so the elbow's in line with the foot or the knee. It's placed on the head. Place your hand on your back so that you've got control. Breathe in. Lift up. 3 breaths. Breathing into the chest this time and breathing out of the back. And then breathing out, bringing it back up. Let's try one more each side. Again, I'm coming off the chair. Put people on the chair, stay on the chair. So again, turning out. This time if you want, you can move the hand away from the bum. But just remember, gravity will take over. But still breathe into that chest. Breathe out through the back. And then you're breathing out as you come back up. Bring the foot round. Last one. Let's breathe in. And then 3 breaths. Make sure you're breathing. And breathing out. Bring it back round. So let's take our feet slightly apart. Turn the toes out so they're in line with our knees. We're going to go into caterpillar. So I'm going to drop my head. You don't need to see my head. It's rubbish anyway. So from here. Oh, it's a bit too low. Bit too low. We're taking the hips back. We're bringing the shoulders back. We're lifting the head up. We're bending the knees and bringing our chest to the floor. We can let our hands and our head drop, and then we'll curl it back up. Before our head goes back, our hips and our shoulders move. Then our head goes. Then we're going down again. So carry on with that. If you're standing, let me show you on a chair. So you two keep going. Breathing in and breathing out, using your breath as you go. On the chair, it'll be the same thing. You're curling forward and curling back. But we're not doing it as much as somebody that's standing up, because again, if you're thinking about back problems or blood pressure, you don't want to go down too far. So you're pulling the shoulders back. You're going down, keeping this back as straight as you can. Then pulling the shoulders forward, lifting up. Pulling the chest back, bringing it down. Shoulders down, breathing, lifting up. You'll still get to work that chest and them shoulders, but we're keeping that lower back as straight as possible, and not, because we tend to slip the discs, tend to be when we're doing that, but we want to keep that lower back and just work the chest and the shoulders. We'll still bring it in, and again, we're not dropping our head all the way down, so that if we've got blood pressure problems, we're not going to raise that blood pressure. We're opening the legs and we're working the inside of the thighs, but we've taken it off the knees. And then bring it back up. So we're going to take it into the knees. Now with this, we're going to, there's a piece of flappy skin, which is just above the leg here. We're going to, and our fingers should be perfect to sort of hit the bone at the side of the knees. So if you place your hands on either side, you'll find a bone. Now everybody's kind of perfect for you. What you're going to do is slide that skin up and hold it back so it's a bit more, the skin's off the knees. Keep the feet on the floor, keep the knees bent, and you're just moving side to side. And you'll feel this work in the knees. The same thing as you're sitting down. Come to the edge of the chair. Pull the knees back, still letting them go side to side, but keeping the feet flat on the floor. Don't let them lift. And this is just working the knees and the ankles. There isn't much you can do for these, they only go in a certain way. So we're going to go, for anyone sitting down, you're just going to carry on doing that. We're going to take it a little bit harder and take it into a circle. So we're bending the knees as much as we can, but keeping the heels flat. We don't want to lift. We're going over to the side and round, but we're not locking that leg. We're keeping it still slightly bent, but trying to bend as much as we can. We want the knees to stay in the same distance between. We don't want them coming together. Bless me, excuse me, sorry about that. And then let's take it in the opposite direction. And then bring it back to centre, stand up. And you may find that you need to sort of push back a little bit just to relax that lower back. So we're going to take it into our toes and we're going to do a mime strut. So as you're doing it, your hips start to go and you can let your shoulders and your arms kind of go and let everything kind of go side to side and just releasing and relaxing everything out. Again, if you're on here, just lifting the feet up and down. Same thing, just trying to get them feet working, them ankles and them toes. And then bringing it down. So we're going to take it into sun salutation. I'm going to do it with the chair first, and then I'll take it down onto the floor and a nicer version. You do the version. Let me just bring that up. Otherwise I'm just talking to myself. You do the version that's better for you. So I'm going to start with the chair, but if you want to go straight into on the floor, do so. Ignore everything I'm saying. Do your version of sun salutation. You know what you're doing. There is no right or wrong way. It's only your way. That's the only way that matters. So we're going to start in mountain pose. So making sure that our feet are in line with our hips, that we're lifting our toes and engaging them knees and the thighs, stretching the toes out, placing the foot down so that we're not rolling in, but we're pushing down through the outer edge, engaging the inner thighs, the back thighs, the bum, the outer muscles, the pelvic floor, the abdominals, the shoulders come back and down. If we want, if we can, we bring our hands into prayer and we squeeze the hands together. If we can, we close our eyes and we just think about what we want. It doesn't have to be all about health and mental, it can be petty and about, I want a new house, I want a new car, I want a new husband. It can be anything like that. You just don't know till you ask. So we're going to breathe in and lift our arms up and reach back. As we breathe out, we're bringing our hands down to the floor, to the chair, wherever we feel we can. And we're going into a full bend. If you need to bend them knees, you can. You want to get that back as straight as possible. We're going to straighten the legs now if they're not straight. Pull the shoulders back, pull the stomach in, tuck the chin in, into a half bend. We're stepping back with that right foot, coming onto our tiptoe at the back, pushing into the front knee, pull the shoulders back, look up into a warrior lunge. Feel that stretch through that front of that thigh. Bringing our hands down, if we've got to tuck them up, we're going to step the other foot back into down dog. Reaching our head between our arms. If we need to, we can bend them knees to try and get that back as straight as possible. We're coming up onto our tiptoes and we're rolling forward. The shoulders come back. We're coming into plank position. If we can, we drop the hips, we pull the shoulders back into cobra, but we don't have to do this. We can push straight back into down dog. It's whatever the body feels it can do. Lift the left leg up in the air. Pull it in towards the chest, look forward and step it back in towards the chair. Push forward. If you can, you may be able to bring the hands back if they're on the chair. You may be able to lift them above your head as long as your blood pressure is not compromised. Bring the hands forward. Step in again if you want to. Bend them knees. Protect that lower back. Take it into a forward bend. Lift the head, bend the knees, stretch the arms, breathe in. lift up. So I'm taking it down, but I'm going still low down here. Breathing out, bringing the hands down to the floor, let the head drop. Remember, bend the knees, protect the back. We're stepping back with that left foot. We can drop the knee or keep it up. We can reach back if we can. We can lift up, even if it's only halfway. If your blood pressure goes, it's the minute you lift the head up, you can always take it halfway. Bring the hands down. Come back to down dog. Make sure the weight's even between the hands and the feet. Come up onto your tiptoes. Come forward. And then down. And lift, cobra, sphinx, up dog, whatever you prefer. Bring the hands back. Lift back to down dog. Lift the right foot up in the air. Pull it in towards the chest. Step it. If you need to, bring that foot, that knee down. Bring it back. You can stay here. You could even try lifting that foot and staying down. You don't have to go any further than there. Push back and step in. Again, the knees bent if you need to. Lift the head, breathe in, lift, reach back. Bring the hands together in prayer. And bring it down. Lovely. So we're going to take it into bent leg triangle. So we're taking our feet slightly wider than our hips. And we're going to turn one foot out. So again, I'm going to start here and then I'm going to go to the chair. Keep the hips in line, so you don't want the hips to go round. Again, you don't want the feet falling in. You want it pushing down. You can take, so if it's your right leg out, you can take your left hand, thumbs down, behind your back. And then you're bending that front knee. Take the hand out, reach over, and you can bring the elbow down. Lift that elbow off the shoulder, pull it back, try and twist and look up towards the ceiling. Push into the front knee. Now do the same thing if you were on a chair. You're taking the foot out, turning one foot forward, one foot in. Again, the hands come in. When you're coming up, lift yourself up to the side. Bring your hands out. Turn that foot in. So we're changing sides. Keeping the one foot in. Turn the knee out. Take the opposite hand behind the thumbs down, behind the back. Reach forward, bend the knee, front knee, reach forward, bring the elbow down. Lift the elbow, turn and look up. Now if you want, that hand that's on your knee, you might find you can bring it down a little bit further down your ankle. If you've got a block, you can always put it on a block. And then we're bringing it back up again. We're turning the foot back in. We can change them over. So we're going to do that one more time, but we're going to see if we can move that arm. So I'm going to change it up. You see now what's happening with my feet? Let's make the arms work a bit. Now, if the arms don't want to work, don't worry. Don't force the arms to work. So we've still got our legs out. We've got our feet turned in. We're turning that one out. We're bending the knee. We're reaching over and bringing the elbow down. But remember, we can drop that. We can always put a block down there if we want. This hand at the back, as we bring it out, it'll be your little finger up. From your shoulder, you want to bring your thumb from down and give yourself a big thumbs up. Then as you breathe in, on your breath in, lift it up. And you might find it'll want to push you. You may find you can bring it all the way over the head. And then you're pushing down into the outside edge of that little toe and you're reaching forward, stretching, using that arm on the leg to twist you to look up towards the ceiling. And then we're lifting it up to the ceiling. We're bringing ourselves up. Then we're pushing that knee back, bringing it down. Lift the toe, turn it back in. So let's try the other side. Turn the foot out. Remember, you stay exactly, you're on a chair, you stay exactly where you were the first time. Bend that front knee. Take the hand forward, bring it down. Pull the elbow back, take the little finger out, bring your thumb, give yourself a thumb up. Breathe in, lift it up. See how it feels here, and if you want to on the next breath, you can always bring it across, see if it wants to push you down. Use the leg and the arm to twist the body to look up towards the ceiling. And then we're leaving the knee where it is. We're bringing the hand up to the ceiling. We're lifting up. And we're pushing back. Turn the foot in. Drop the arms. Lovely. So we're going to do a twist. Similar thing. I'm going to turn around so that you can see the twist from the back. You're turning the feet out to the side. Wait, I'm going to drop it down. Drop it down to my foot. So the feet are turned in. We're again turning that foot out. We're bending the knee. But this time the hand at the front goes thumbs down, it comes in behind the back. The hand at the front goes thumbs up, comes in front of the belly. We're turning towards that leg and bringing ourselves down, but we don't want that foot to roll in. Now the hand that's at the belly, you may be able to put that on the floor, and then using that elbow, you're twisting yourself to have a look up behind you. Remember, you can always use the block. So I'm going to stay here and come out with you. People on the chair, just give me a sec. So from here to come out, you're going to bring yourself back to the front. You're going to bring your hand off the floor, you can place it on your belly, and you're going to lift yourself up and twist yourself back round. Okay? So it'll be exactly the same thing on the other foot. I'm going to do this on the chair. So again, we're at the front. We're taking one foot is out and it's pointing forward. No, let me do it that way. One foot is pointing forward, one foot is pointing out. The foot that's pointing out, we're taking that hand behind the back. We're taking the other one to our belly. We're leaning forward. So we can feel, if we've got our back problems, we can feel that there. We're taking the hand that's on our belly and we're placing it on the floor or on a block. And then we're lifting the elbow and we're having a look over the back. Now, anybody with back problems, keeping your hand on the back, this will be the kind of area where there's usually a problem. So any kind of pain, any nipping, any you stay here. You wouldn't go any further than this point. You can always try and lift the elbow a little, but always think, what's happening under my hand? So we're going to bring ourselves back to look over our toes, bring our hand back to our belly, lift ourselves up, and bring ourselves back down. Bringing the toe in. Okay, one more each side. I'm standing up, and now I'm going to stay down actually. So this is a bit, because this is the worst one for a thingy. So we're taking the foot out to the side. It's turning forward, the other one's turning out. That one, we're bringing the hand behind the back, the other one in front of our stomach. Push down through the back leg, turn the body, come forward. Place the hand that's on the belly on the floor or on a block. Lift the elbow. If you wanted, you could turn and lift it up in the air, but that's up to you to twist it out. That's it. But make sure the thumb is always towards your head. You're always giving yourself a thumbs up. That's better. And then if you're on the chair, you're just making sure that everything underneath your hand is fine. If it can't twist too far without a pinch or pain, then we stay here. And then we're bringing ourselves back to look at our toes. Bringing our hand on the floor back to our belly. Lifting us up. Bringing it out. I'm going to change. Last one. Turn the foot out. Bend the knee. Bring the hands in. Lean forward. Bring that hand on the belly down to the floor. Lift the body up. If you want, take it out. Give yourself a thumbs up. And lift the arm up. And if you can get it over your head, get it over your head. As you see, I did it on this arm and not my other arm, because my other arm won't do it. Not at the moment. So we're going to twist ourselves. Bring our hand back to our belly. Lift ourselves up. Bring ourselves round. Lovely. So, we're going to take this now. We're going to take it into a bit of a bind. So that's where your rope may come in handy. We're going to take it down, bending the knee, taking that hand behind the back like we've just done. Let me drop it down a little. We're taking it behind, we're letting it drop down, and we're grabbing it here underneath the legs. From there, again, we're pulling that shoulder back and looking up, seeing if the hands can grab. And then once you're there with that bent leg, what I want you to do is to try and straighten the leg and look up. And then we're bending that knee. We're letting go. We're lifting ourselves back up. The same thing other side. On the chair. Don't think you're getting away with it because you're on a chair. Oh, no. So, taking the feet out. Again, one's turned in, one's turned down. We've bent the knee. We've taken that behind the back. And it's hanging down. We're leaning forward and we're grabbing hold of the elastic underneath. And we're pulling back. We're seeing if we can walk our hands together. Now on the chair, you're the only ones that are not allowed to straighten your knee because you won't be able to. Glenis, you look a bit, no, your hands, instead of going over your back, it needs to come behind your back. So you're bringing your thumb down and bringing it behind your back that way. That's better. Then as you come down, you're grabbing hold underneath. Pull the arm back, look up to the ceiling, and see if you can straighten your leg. So from there, you're straightening that leg. And then bend the leg, undo the arms, bring yourself back up. We're going to do it again, turning round. So we get on the chairs. You're doing the exact same thing, you're just not bending, you're not straightening your leg. So from behind, we're bending the knee. We're taking that thumbs down like we did at the beginning. We're coming down. We're grabbing hold underneath or the hand. We're pulling the shoulder back, looking back. We can stay here. We don't have to go any further. But if you wanted, you could try straightening that leg. You'll feel that right into the hamstrings. And then we're going to bring it down. Lifting up. Let's try one more. Turn that foot in. Turn that one out. Thumb down. Bend the knee. Reach forward and down. Bring it underneath or to the hand. Pull the shoulder back, look up. Straighten that leg. And bend the knee, undo, lift up, push, and bring it back. Now I assumed you did it perfectly because I wasn't watching. So I can only assume you were absolutely amazing. And I'm sticking with that. Right, where are we? Okay, so I'm going to take you down onto the floor. So as we come down, bend the knees, let the head drop, step back, bring the knees down, push into child. If you want to get to the floor, then always remember to have some kind of cushioning. Come down onto your good knee and then onto your bum. And the same way you get out. You come onto your good knee, you push up. You push yourself onto the chair and then you can stand up from there. If you don't want to get to the floor, you don't have to. You can do it all on the chair as well. So from here, let's bring ourselves onto our bottom. We're going to go into head beyond knee. So you're going to take your foot and it can be tucked underneath. Or it can be by the side if it doesn't want to go underneath. If the knee doesn't like it here, you can always stick a block underneath it to rest on. Or, failing that, if it still doesn't like it, take it out to the side and forget about it. Okay, so it's up to you what you do with this leg. We're also going to change it to this direction as well. And again, when we change direction, you don't have to do it. You can, again, throw that leg out. It's nothing really to do. It's just moving the knee. We're going to work with the other leg, the straight leg anyway. So this knee, do what you want with it. But I'm going to start here for myself. So that I'm working my knee and my hips in two different directions. I'm going to turn the other way. Now, if you want, you've got your band. You can always place that around your foot. The thing is that you don't need to get your hands on your toes. That's not the big thing. The big thing is trying to get your chin to try and go past your knee, but at the same time keeping your lower back straight. So you don't want to curl over. You want to stay nice and straight here and have your chest. If your knee starts to bend, let it. That's fine as well. You can get the knee bent, you can get your chest out. It'll protect your back, and then from there you can start to keep your belly on and push your foot out. Okay, so either way is fine as long as that lower back is straight. You can, if you find that you can't even go very far forward, that's okay. Use the bands, bend the elbows, keeping the shoulders down. You don't want the shoulders to come up. Okay, so any version is right, but as long as that back is fine. That's the most important. Think about your lower back. Here we go. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, try and get your chin to come past your knee. If your hands are on your leg, that's fine as well, but don't bring them to your shoulders so that your shoulders, don't bring them to your foot so your shoulders come up. Keep the shoulders down. Breathing into the back and out through the belly. And again, it'll create that little bit of space for you. If that knee wants to bend, let the knee bend. You can again always stick a block under it. And just rest here. And then we're going to lift our arms as we breathe in. And breathing out, bringing it down. So let's try the other side. So again, your choice where you want to be. But you're flexing that foot. If you want the band, you can have the band. Keep the shoulders down. Pull the belly in, breathe out. Think about getting the chin past the knee. And then breathing in, lifting. And breathing out, bringing it down. So you can again keep the knee in the same position, or you could change it and bring it flat down. But make sure that it is flat, that it's not sticking out in that direction. You don't want the foot going that way, otherwise you put an awful lot of pressure on the leg. Now it makes it work a lot harder. If you're on a chair, you didn't get down to the floor, sorry about that, I forgot to do chair. Then you'd have the same thing. You have the leg bent, you pull the leg back, you're bringing the body down, keeping it there. Again, you can use the same thing if you want with that as well, without having to come all the way up and down onto the floor. But you just wouldn't move your legs. So, we're going to change our leg position. Now when you do that, you may find that your hips up on one side. So again, you may find that if you put your bum or the bum cheek up on one side, it'll help to balance out your hips. If you don't need them, the block might be too big, but you can stick like a cushion or a pillow underneath. If you're at home, it's brilliant because they're all there. So, here we go. Breathe in and breathe out. Shoulders down. And breathing in, lift. Breathing out, bringing it down. Let's change sides. So again, making sure that foot is flat, that the hips feel even. You're pulling that toe back. Breathe in and breathe out. Good, lovely. Perfect. Nobody's shoulders are up there. Just what I want. And then bringing it back up. And bring it back round. So if you turn to the centre, you're going to bring your feet into butterfly. Grabbing hold and just letting the knees bounce down. Now it might be that your feet are far away from your bum, so you may be able to pull your bum a little bit closer, but then you may have to hold on to your foot, otherwise you'll fall back. Now if you're on a chair, a very similar thing. You can bring your feet together and bend. So again, moving your bum right to the edge and and just letting the knees fall to the side and fall out. Now on a chair, you're not going to do the next bit, you're just going to stay on the chair. Otherwise you will likely fall off the chair. So do not do this if you're sitting on a chair. But for us on the floor, we're going to push our knees down, pull our shoulders back, breathe out and bring ourselves forward. If you want, you can place your elbows on your calves and use them to give a little push as you're trying to get your chin past your feet. Again, doesn't matter if it doesn't go anywhere near it. Yeah. That's blow out, make sure you blow out. Pull that belly in. From there, if you're feeling, if it gets cramp, if you get cramp on your stomach while you're doing it, come out, stretch your legs, stretch your chest back in that direction that opens and pulls it out, and then breathe out. Sorry, breathe in to pull air in. And it should hopefully pop it from underneath. It tends to do that when one of your abdominal muscles gets stuck under a rib. If you try to breathe in as you're going forward, your stomach blows out and so it pops under the rib. If you breathe out, it pulls back and it again creates that space in between. And that's why I always say to breathe out. Breathe into your back, breathe out of your belly. That way you can move forward a little. So let's bring it in. We're bringing the one foot in and we're taking the other foot up into lotus. So either onto our calf or onto our thigh. And again, we're just letting the leg drop. You'll feel this right into the hip. Again, if you can, bring the hands forward, lean forward slightly. If you're on a chair, you're going into figure of four or tree pose. So you're just bringing yourself up, you're doing that. Again, you can lean forward again if you want to help that leg move. And then we're bringing ourselves up. We're going to swap them legs. So again, it can be here, it can be, if you can't get it there, it can be there. If that is even too much, it can be cross-legged at the front. It doesn't matter. Wherever that leg can go. And just let the knee drop as if you're still doing butterfly. So we're just leaving this leg. We don't want to put anything under, no, we don't want to prop it this time because we want to make it flop. We're getting gravity to move it. Then we're going to again place our hand forward. Turn the fingers in, breathe out, lean forward. And then bringing it back up. Let's try one more each side. Lotus is possibly the hardest because it's the knees and the hips. And they're quite set in their way, especially if we sit a lot. They tend to go in one direction, but even the ankle, everything is kind of like, So it's always good either to bounce it or to do finger exercises, pulling and do facial exercises, toes, anything to do with those. So doing something else other than thinking, I'm sitting here in lotus. So it could be breathing, anything like that can help while you're here. So again, we're going to try and push it down. We're going to bring our fingers forward. We're going to breathe out, pull that belly in, and we're leaning our head forward. We're breathing into the back and out of the belly. And then breathing in, lift it back up. Let's try that other leg last time. So letting it drop. Let it see what it can do. All the ligaments kind of going, oh, how far can I go? It'll only go as far as it wants. It won't go any further than that. And then we're going to push it down. Bring our hands in. Breathe out, lean forward. And then breathing in, bringing it back up. So undo them legs, take them out, give them a nice stretch, point and flex the toes. So point and flex. And then let your feet go out to the side and into the middle. So taking them out and in. Again, just nice and relaxing on them knees, on them hips and them ankles. And give them a shake. So we're going to I'm not going to do a relaxation, I'm just going to do the breathing for about 3 minutes. If you want afterwards, because I've got to run at 10, at 11, because I've got to get to the hands work. But if you want to, you just carry on. But I'm just going to do the breathing that we started at the beginning. So you can sit cross-legged, you can sit straight-legged. If you want, you can always try the lotus position. If you want, you don't have to. So from here, we're going to use our fingers. We're going to try and remember which was our best nostril to breathe up and which was our best nostril to breathe down. It tends to be, if you're right-handed, then it tends to be your left nostril's the one you breathe up and your right nostril's the one you breathe down. But I could be wrong. Everybody's different. Opposite way. No worries. That's like I said, it says in the book it does change. It's just I've never known it to change. It normally stays the same one all the time. So, you're going to breathe out first. Then you're going to breathe up your dominant nostril. You're going to seal it for 3 seconds. You're going to breathe out down the other nostril. You're going to seal it for 3 seconds. You're going to breathe up your dominant nostril. So we're going round in a circle, but holding for 3 breaths in between, 3 seconds in between.